So you touched on a lot of topics.
I did.
No,
I
no,
did.
no, 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 but I think it helps build out the framework, right? So for those who are in the creator economy itself, you recognize that there's probably like five big challenges, which every person here, including myself, is probably either addressing, has faced, or is probably collectively still addressing, right? And that's monetization being number one. That's why this is titled Culture as a Currency, right? Really understanding how you can take culture, what are the products, services, assets behind it, monetize it, build the structures around it, and then have the ownership that's protected and enforced. So that's one, right? And we talked about that briefly. Then you talked about infrastructure, right? Which I think all of us have dealt with infrastructure as an issue at some point, and that's not just physical infrastructure, it's also digital infrastructure where fintech could really come in and support. And that's where, Joey over here is creating a new solution around. And then we talk about policy and frameworks, right? Because if we don't have the right policies, the right enforcement mechanisms, it doesn't work ultimately. Whether it's country based, regionally based, whether it's COMISA or ECOWAS, or it's at the AU level that we could tap into and enforce locally and internationally. And then the other two that I want us to go into is really this kind of like how do we get this stuff distributed out there into the market? Because technically, the continent doesn't have enough distribution platforms. Whether you're in film, and I work with a lot of filmmakers. Now, on the US side, the diaspora has access to Netflix and everything else. They can get equity and at play at those spaces. But on the local side, the payment structure is not the same, whether it's YouTube or Netflix or Hulu or whoever else. But distribution is a really big issue, but that requires policy to show up, that requires infrastructure to happen,